You send it? Hello and welcome everybody to Separate to Elevate podcast. I'm your host, Coach Juice, aka Julian Baldi. Welcome to another episode.
Yeah.
Guest edition, season 2. No other than my old roommate from the WWE Tryout, Braden Ray, aka Sexy BJ Ray.
Yes,
What's up,
sir?
man?
We lit, bro.
How you doing?
Doing great, dog. Doing great. Just got done. Well, first of all, let me talk about the best host in the entire world, Julian, hooking up with an espresso right off the bat. You already know.
Italiano. Lo sabes.
Yeah. Let's stay lit out here, baby. I mean, good, brother. How about you?
Good, bro. Good, bro. Grinding. You know, hustling, making moves, all that good stuff.
Yes, sir.
Here we go. Man, I cut right to the chase. Because here's the funny part, right? First off, everybody knows me and him, WWE Next Gen TV show on Roku, the Roku channel. Crazy. But we were roommates at the Tryout. We were rowdy. We were sending it.
It was lit.
But after the TV show came out, almost 2 months ago?
About 2 months ago, yeah.
Everybody hitting on my phone, calling me. Julian, you ready for this? Everybody wants to know, is Sexy BJ Ray really such a... you guys... an asshole. I'm sorry. I'm gonna just say it. I had to pause. I had to say it.
Well, see, here's
the thing. I know Braden, but I want to, show is show, but Braden is Braden. So address the people.
Here's the thing, people, and Julian, you already know.
I know very well.
Everything is subjective. So I would say that I'm a really good guy. Like, I think I'm a really stand-up kind of guy. And as most of you know, entertainment is entertainment. And you got to do what you got to do for reality TV, for the silver screen. And anything for the content is really my answer. So don't get it wrong. I mean, there's a hint of my personality in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to step it up when the cameras are rolling. And,
a little sprinkle, a little tune, turn it up.
Hey, as the great Braden once said, haters sell tickets.
He did say that. You guys didn't see it. Go watch it now. WWE Next Gen on the Roku channel, man.
Yep.
You guys gonna see this guy a lot. Even
Yes,
in
sir.
the trailer, man.
Yes,
they
sir.
made you look dirty right away, bro.
They had to, bro. But you know what? It is what it is. And I was laughing my way to the bank. So we chilling.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
Yes, sir.
Hey, don't get it twisted, man. This is that guy. It's my roommate. Funny enough, man. I don't know how deep I want to get into it, but just in general, the whole WWE Tryout experience with the TV show. Yeah. Man, get going, baby. Get going. I mean, just walking in, I remember when I walked in the hotel the first day at the WWE Tryout, man, cameras everywhere, producers. I'm like, yo.
Yeah.
This is wild. This is Hollywood.
Yeah. Well, it was crazy because, so when I first got the call from Brad telling me about the tryout, I had no idea that it was like a reality TV show.
Wow.
They had said, hey, you want to come up for this tryout? And by the way, you got to sign this stuff because we're going to be filming.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, they're going to probably film. They said they're going to do it for a little documentary. I thought it was going to be an hour YouTube documentary of this is the tryout. Something like that. I had no idea it was going to be a big reality TV show. So funny enough, I get to LAX, I get to our hotel, and as soon as I step foot out of the car and I'm walking up to the lobby, dude, some guy a bat out of hell runs up to me, starts micing me up. He was like, hey, ignore me. Just go in and check in like usual. Ignore the cameras.
Yeah.
So I'm walking up and you got 5 cameras on this side, 5 cameras on this side. I'm like, bro, what is going on? What did I just get myself into? And it was just really weird because it was my first time. I've never done anything like that, a reality TV show or really anything back in high school, I used to be in this little TV production class and we'd make some funny videos out there for the school and stuff like that. But I had never been on a show or anything like that.
Real quick about your funny videos you made in high school. My brother, you made one of the funniest ads or skits. What was it? Was it
ShamWow?
Yeah. What was it? You were
So basically we had this assignment in class and it was you had to it was like an awards, like a video awards at a school.
Yeah.
And you had, there's like 3 categories, and one of the categories was you could remake a commercial. And so I decided to remake the ShamWow commercial.
Yeah.
And it was so funny, dude. It was literally like, I just posted up and had my ShamWow. It wasn't even a ShamWow. I had like just some like rag, some beat down white towel.
Brother, that was the best skit, video, whatever it was I've ever seen.
It was fun. Dude, you know what's funny about that? Like, I just want to like get the video. It's somewhere in my camera roll, but it's so deep because I have like 15. I'm terrible at like saving videos and pictures. I have like 20,000 pictures and videos, and I have like no idea what's in there, and I just like gotta scroll through and find. Like, it's so hard. I'll be like, I want to find a clip or find a video or find a picture, and I just have to scroll through this ocean of content in my camera roll. And but anyway, I want to find the video. I want to put it on Twitter.
No, that's I'm telling you, that will go viral. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Would you say what like during your past, like what did set you up to a point where you're comfortable in front of a camera? What do you think? Is it just like that's how you are as a person? You're like good in front of a camera, or is it more like more experience you went through? What how would you?
I think like a little bit of it comes natural.
Yeah.
I've always been a, I guess you could
Extrovert?
say, confident and extrovert when it comes to like the spotlight.
Yeah.
Or like being in public, being in front of a camera, even though I wasn't in front of that many cameras, but I've just always had no issue with that. But yeah, I guess maybe just like naturally having that innate, nature about me, being an extrovert, plus like being in high school for a couple of years doing TV production and just having fun, and like I've always had fun making content. Like when I was a kid, I was making Vines. Dude, I was balling on Vine. I had like 50,000 followers. I was getting lit.
Ooh, you're a Viner?
Oh yeah, bro. I was a Viner.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then they shut it down, and I was like, oh. And then, dude, it was sad because like TikTok didn't really come around until after high school. So there was no like platform for me to like make funny videos with my homies. But yeah, so I think just doing that, always trying to make funny videos, always posting stuff, and trying to be that class clown on the internet. I think it just like made it very natural for me. I was like, oh, okay, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, 100%.
When you're having fun, everything comes natural.
How does it feel to be almost one of the most hated people in WWE or at the WWE Next Gen TV show? How does that make you feel? How can you sleep at night? Are you okay?
Dude, I don't know, Julian. I don't know. Sometimes I'm just in my bed and I'm just thinking about how all these keyboard warriors and these bums back home telling me they hate me, and it keeps me up at night. It doesn't bug me at all. Like I said, I laugh my way to the bank. You look at the best entertainers of all time, and some of the best guys, the guys that have the biggest draw, are people that people want to see get beat up or lose and are the heels. You look at we could start modern, right? You got guys like Jake Paul killing the game, and he's kind of just doing the same thing I'm doing. And you take it all the way back to when I was in my high school years. You got the Conor McGregors. You go even further back. You got the Mike Tysons. You go even further back. You got the Muhammad Ali's, the guys with the mouthpiece that everybody wants to see get their butt whooped, or just wants to hate on them. So no, it doesn't bug me at all, because at the end of the day, like all these people hating, whether they realize it or not, they're just falling into my hand, and I'm just controlling them, bro. I'm literally controlling them. I'm in their head rent free, and that's exactly what I want to do.
I always say all cloud is good cloud. If it's good or bad, people notice you, people talking about you, that's good.
100%.
But how? Because I struggled with that. First time one of my videos went viral, this was like 5 or 6 years ago. First ever video went viral on TikTok. I was scrolling through the comments every 10 seconds, couldn't sleep at night, was looking, and it stung. Like, because it's my first exposure of the world ever. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, fake weights, or steroid, this, that, what a loser. Oh. And I was like, damn, I don't know. It kind of like, I offended me in the beginning, but now it's just like, yeah, good. Talk about me. You know what I mean? It means nothing. How did you cope with that in the beginning? Or is it just, you just don't care at all?
Dude, I think, well, let me start. Before I tell you how I cope with it, I just want to touch on that. That's just the nature of the beast. That's just the entertainment business. And you're always, like, most people in this world are mediocre. and they just have this socialistic mindset, and they don't want to compete with alphas like us who are out there to get what's ours, the young lions on the hunt that want our piece of the kill. And so they're just going to hate from their keyboards because they're mad, they're scared, they're intimidated by guys like us, and they're just sitting in their mom's basement just hating. But so
question. Have you ever seen somebody more successful than you hate on somebody?
No, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Proves the point. No, you're good. So with me coming into it, I've already had that understanding. I mean, even in college, before I ever even came to the WWE is not in mind at all. Mm-hmm. I never grew up watching WWE. I never thought I was going to be a WWE superstar. It never even crossed my mind. I thought I was going to fight. And I look at all the best fighters. You look at guys like McGregor killing the game. You look at guys like Colby Covington. So already in college, I started building this, the brand, the Sexy BJ Ray.
But tell the people, you were a Division I wrestler at Duke. Look at his ears, man.
Yeah,
show him. Cauliflower
certified
ears.
killer. Yeah. But no, yeah. So I already knew kind of like a formula because I'd look at these people that I used to look up to, and I was like, okay, this is how I'm going to go about things. And even in college, I got a lot of haters, like people like, fellow athletes, fellow students, and they just look at you like a weird way or make judgments and be like, it's hard to put a finger on it. But they were just haters. They were just haters because, when you're trying to make something of yourself in the public eye or the public spotlight and you want to entertain, people are going to try to clown on you. They're going to hate on you from the very beginning while you have 10 followers, 100 followers, 1,000 followers, until you make it big. Then everybody's like, oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many people would hate on the content I put out when I was at Duke and be like, oh, this guy's so cocky, all this stuff. And then as soon as people I didn't even talk to for a long time, and then I signed with the WWE, and now I got all these people back from high school that were haters, people from college that were haters, said, oh, congratulations.
It'd be like that.
It's like that, dude. So once you make it, then people think it's cool, but people think you're cringe and weird until you make it big. And
that's a great point.
You just got to bet on yourself.
That's a great point, man. This man, who thought this Sexy BJ Ray gonna inspire us today, man?
Yes, sir.
But that's a great point because nobody believes in you in the beginning. Nobody believes you when you had that crazy dream that you want to tell everybody, which in my opinion, you should kind of, it goes both ways. Either you're driven by people to tell you no, or you're driven by people or you want to be driven by yourself. You don't tell anybody and just show them in front. Yeah, and I think it goes like both ways, right? Like you don't got to be out there shouting to the world, like tapping on people's shoulders. Hey, guess what? This is what I'm going to do. Yeah, exactly.
But like, I also think there's a part about like self-belief and confidence where like people ask you, you shouldn't be afraid to say what you're going to do.
Exactly.
And you shouldn't be afraid to say what your goals are and how much you believe in yourself. What's funny is it may sound cliche, but you've probably heard it many times before. People, this is not cockiness, it's confidence, and people mistake the two.
Yeah.
And it's very true. You come across and you speak your mind, you speak your self-belief. Since when is it bad to believe in yourself? Since when is it bad to shoot for the moon and say, no, in whatever industry you're trying to be in, no, I am the best. I am better than everybody. I'm going to be the best. I'm going to be the Michael Jordan. I'm going to be the Anthony Edwards. I'm going to be the Muhammad Ali. People will be like, oh, you're too cocky. No, it's not cocky. It's just I sincerely believe that in my heart, and that's why I am where I am today. And
isn't it crazy how society tries to bring us down and keep us down?
100%. 100%.
And they're trying to literally limit us. Like you said, like don't think outside the box. When I was living in Italy, I feel like I was living under this dome. And I was like, the ceiling is only this high. I can't go further.
Yeah.
But once I come to the United States, that shit splattered. Opportunity.
Dude.
And here we are, man, like making moves, so
killing the game.
It's crazy but it's in general, like don't be afraid to step outside the box.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, how was the transition for you coming from a small town in Italy, coming over here, doing the football stuff, then being on the show? Enough about me. Let's talk about me. Just kidding. How was it for you being in front of the camera and all that stuff and the tryout?
Oh, I mean, honestly, I loved it. It was like Hollywood. Like we were in LA. You had these cameras in front of you 24/7. I was like, damn, like this is like outside of this world experience. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people get to experience being filmed. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Being filmed was was pretty intense some days, and like people trying to like make you seem certain ways, but whatever.
Yeah.
But it was just the whole experience was like a movie. It was literally like a movie.
Was that with me and you when we took the mic off and put it under glass?
Oh yeah. So
this dude right here. We were so paranoid about being mic'd up from like 6 a.m. to 2 in the morning.
Because they could literally hear you while you were not filmed, like in our room.
Yeah, so this dude takes his mic off and like wraps it in a towel, like a bath towel, puts it under a glass in the hotel bathroom. It was so funny. We're like whispering to each other, like,
oh,
hey,
yeah.
bro, what are you about? What's your plans? You know?
Oh my God. No, because the funniest part is going back to the TV show. The way we first ever met was I was getting filmed in the hotel room, but he was outside.
Yeah.
So he was knocking on the door with cameras on. I had cameras on. And then it was a first encounter. It was kind of weird because like we were forced to talk. It wasn't like, yo, what's up, bro? Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
It was like cameras were on. We were like forced to say something because like you feel, this the main thing. Once the camera is on you, like there's a pressure on you have to like say something.
Have to perform, The funniest part is like, for those of you who don't understand reality TV, I think this is like a subject that y'all would enjoy. So much of it. So much of it is, you know, you got to entertain, and so a lot of it is fabricated. And, you know, like when me and Julian first encountered each other, they're like, act how you would act if you first met each other. And it's like, it's so unreal, because if I was to meet a new guy or whatever, homie, I'd just be like, hey, what's up, bro? I'm DJ. Nice to meet you. And just be like super chill. But they're like, no, you guys got to be over the top. You guys got to be so excited. You're at a WWE Tryout. And I'm like, we're excited, but it's just like, you know.
It's like, I don't even know him like that. I don't know how excited I should be, you know what I mean? It was like...
Did you guys hug or anything?
I don't even remember what we did, but we were talking about...
I was like, hey, fool, where you from? And he was like, from Italy, homie. I was like, I'm from the mean streets of OC, California, dog. And we were like, respect.
I mean, not really, but we chopped it off because we both know Marvin Vittori. Shout out Marvin.
Shout out Marvin, the Italian dream.
Exactly. So that we kicked it off with that. Mm-hmm. But I think I gotta give this man a big shout out because he allowed me during the whole WWE tryout to really like let it loose. Just send it, dog. Like real talk, bro. I appreciate that because without that, I don't think I would have made it, honestly. Like to get a contract, because I would have been like too inside, like still coming off the combine, overthinking.
Oh, I gotta
do this. Oh my God, what does this coach think about me? The other coach, but no, man, we just sent it, bro.
We just sent it. And I think that's like we were having the best time ever because like I was telling Julian, I was just like, dude, like just have fun. Like we did not care. We did not give two, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And we were just bouncing ideas off each other. And I was just like, dude, let's just have fun. Like we are the Rowdy Boys. Like let's just take over and just like make this our tryout. And that's literally what we did. I felt like too many people, when you know, it's always the things, for me, at least in my personal experience, it's always the things like you care too much about and you overthink and you're too focused on that never work out. It's usually the things for me that is just like not half effort. Obviously, I give full effort in everything I do, but just like not like dwelling on it, not like, oh, this is it. This is make or break. This is live. That ends up working out. And so that was the best part, you know, just not really, I guess at the time, not really caring because we knew what was on the line, but it was like,
but we had no pressure.
Yeah, we had no pressure. You know, I never planned to go to the WWE before this tryout. I just came from a field trip at school. Literally flew back and I had to get a credit done for marine biology class. So I was like in Beaumont, North Carolina or something like that, down at like some marine lab. Fly back Sunday, fly out, like get back Sunday at like midnight. Fly to LA at like 5 a.m. on Monday. So dude, I was just exhausted. That was another reason, one of the big reasons I didn't care too much, because I was just exhausted. I was like, dude, like I don't know what's going on. I had nothing planned. I didn't have any outfits planned. Thank God I'm from California, because tryout was in LA and my parents only live about like 45 minutes away. So she was able to bring me a couple of her like furry
I remember we had some, man, I was throwing some clips. We had some wild clips.
We had some wild clips.
But here's one funny story I think that goes exactly about not caring, right? Day 2, after the first day of promos, my boy wears sunglasses inside. And the coaches were like, Braden, please don't do this, blah, blah, blah. So next day he comes in the room and says, Julian, this clip is exactly on the TV show. Julian, they told me not to wear the sunglasses. I'm like, all right, cool. I don't know where I was mentally at that moment.
I remember you telling me, yeah, we can't
This is
wear, you
my
got in trouble.
producer wife back in the background.
Okay. Yeah, you told me not to, they couldn't wear the sunglasses, and the next day you sent me a Snapchat of him in the sunglasses.
But so basically, on the second day of promo, after everybody telling him to not wear sunglasses again, my genius wears sunglasses at the promo. But guess what?
What?
At the end, one of the main guys told me, "Hey, that's one of the main reasons why we noticed you.
Yeah.
Because outside the box, did something that they told him no. I went against it without even knowing. I wouldn't have done it without even knowing."
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think that's like one of the biggest factors. That was like one of the biggest things about the tryout. They're looking for people who could think outside of the box.
Yeah.
They were looking for authenticity and people that were willing to take risk, you know?
Take risk.
There's a lot of people there that were, like I said, probably.
Wait, let's talk about it. It was crazy. Like ex-NFL, ex-NBA, ex-Olympians, still Olympians to this day.
Yeah.
Like high-end influencers. It was packed. I was like,
international, dude. People from all over the world, not just the United States.
The LA tryout of, was it 2 years ago? Or no, last year.
Last year, yeah.
Last year was packed.
Yeah, it was packed. And so, you know, like we were saying, I think there was a lot of people. Well, I didn't have time to prepare anything. I was like in the middle of like midterms and just coming out of wrestling season. And like I said, I was on a field trip. So I didn't have any promos or anything writ. I was just kind of running it on the fly. And I know like a lot of people are trying to act all cool and they're like, oh yeah, I didn't like rehearse anything. And I just ripped it on the fly. When in reality,
wait, who are you talking about? Who such people who?
I feel like there was a lot of people that were doing that. I feel like there was a lot of people at the trial.
I thought maybe you had somebody in mind specific.
Yeah, you know, some haters, you know, maybe people that, you know, have a past history or something like that.
Yeah.
No, I just know that there was a lot of people, you know, saying that, and then you hear from like their roommates or whatever that they were rehearsing all night. And like for me, like I'm not just trying to sound like, oh, I'm this cool guy that could rip a promo off the fly. No, I literally just did not practice a promo like until like walking over to the promo because I didn't know what a wrestling promo was. Mm-hmm. I didn't have time to like even YouTube or study when we were there, like watch a wrestling promo.
Yeah.
Because we were so busy with the production side of things in the show, 100%. And they were grabbing me for interviews and workout and trying to squeeze in a nap here and there and getting ready for your practices. And so I was literally
Wait, can we talk about that? The whole schedule? Like, it was the TV show made everything so much more extended.
Yeah.
And so even just the practices were hard too.
Yeah.
Well, one day we had 4-hour like practice in the morning, plus promos in the afternoon, and then more filming, more interviews. I mean, the days were packed.
The days were packed, you know, and especially like not only was the day packed, let alone with the tryout itself, but the production included. Like you were up before the first practice, before whatever it was. I think we did the working out in the beginning of the day and the promo stuff later in the day. But yeah, from the very beginning in the morning, you were up, you were working with the production, giving them information, doing interviews. They're wanting to film you. Hey, you know, we want to film your morning routine, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it was very jam-packed, and everything felt like it was moving really fast. Yeah. And so back to my point, you know, a lot of these people were in their rooms, and they're overthinking, and they're prepping their promos, and like, I could picture myself in their mind just thinking like, oh, I got to nail this promo. It's got to be perfect for the coaches and stuff. Whereas I was like, all right, bro, like, it doesn't matter. Like, for me, I knew, I just, like, I don't know, like, my family, like, everybody in my family, like, owns businesses. Like, I know what, like, CEOs, I know what business people look for, and at the end of the day, it's a business, and they're trying to make money.
Business is business.
And they want people to make them money. They weren't looking for the best promo in the world. Mm-hmm. They know that we're not, like, they ask in the application beforehand, you know, they know I'm not a wrestling fan. I would never watch wrestling. I don't know what a promo is. They're looking for somebody who's just willing to get up there, has something unique, and just can be confident up there.
Yeah.
You know, and not like a dog with their tail in between their legs. And so I knew it didn't matter what I said, as long as I just went up there. And it just said something and tried, and it was honestly, excuse my language, it's gonna be one of the only times I cuss on the podcast. It was shitty promos. Looking back, now that I know how to deliver a promo, they're awful. Because you get up there
and mine was awful too. Looking back, I thought, I killed it.
Yeah, because
it was awful.
Because you don't know what to say, dude. You get up there and it's like the confidence wasn't the issue. It's just like, what is a promo? Like I get up there, sexy BJ Ray, So it's like you don't really even know what they want, and you don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
And then I look back and I'm like, oh, dude, if I would have like studied and watched promos before I knew what a promo was, I would have delivered a bang up job. But also it was weird because, when you first get there, they give you the whole itinerary of every day and what they want. And the first day is like, oh, we just want an introductory promo. Yeah. Literally nothing crazy, no character, just you. Just literally how we're talking now, me and Julian. Just introducing yourself, telling us a little bit about your past.
Yeah.
Dude, I show up in a normal outfit, just a button-up shirt, pair of jeans. Dude, people are wearing costumes.
Dude.
People got these extravagant, the girls are all done up and got on these crazy outfits. And you got Kevin Feeder wearing this super small Speedo and no shirt, and I'm just like, and then you get people getting up there and delivering these crazy promos, and I'm like, dude, I thought I was just gonna get up there and be like, hey, I'm Braden, I'm 23 years old, I'm from Southern California, I wrestle the Duke, I thought I was literally just gonna talk like that, just be normal, like I didn't have to put any like energy or anything into it.
Yeah.
And then people started like giving craziness, so when I was sitting there, thank God I was number 45. Because it gave me about an hour. It gave me about an hour while I was sitting there.
Number 45.
To cook up in my head. And literally when I was sitting there, that's when I like came up with the, I can't even remember what I said, but I was like, the ladies love me or something like that. The daddies are going to put their money on me.
I think what coaches really liked for you in the beginning is like you literally did not care what people thought about you because you were so open. Like you appreciated almost the hate.
Yeah, 100%.
And the criticism.
100%. And I knew that was the goal. I knew, what's funny is I knew when we went out there, like the number one thing they're looking for is because, dude, you got everybody's good looking. Everybody for the most part is in shape.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's going to make you different? They're looking for uniqueness.
Wait, it's different. Separate.
Excuse me.
Separate to elevate. You guys hear different.
Separate to elevate,
separation.
Yep.
Come on now.
And so I knew that they're looking for uniqueness. And I knew that everybody knowing now that we're going to be on this reality TV show, they're going to try to like portray themselves in the best way possible. And oh, look at me. Yeah, I do charity. I help the kids on the weekend. This happened to me. Poor me. This person, that person. Oh, whoa, me. Like, dude, give me a break. I was like, we're here to entertain. The coaches want to see uniqueness. It's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah.
I mean, even after the show release, everybody's like, dude, I'm so sick and tired of the sob stories.
Yeah.
Everybody has a sob story. I mean, dude, I don't want to talk about it. Let's talk about it. I could go way back. I mean, dude, I had such a hard life growing up. I mean, there was years, literally years, where my father barely made $200,000. And so when you grow up like that, and you experience that trauma in life, and I remember when I was 18, my mom started making me do my own laundry. You know what I'm saying? And so anyway, but that's besides the point. Let's not talk about me. So we all have our own sob stories. We all have our own sob stories.
Like we heard it here first. His sob story.
Yeah. And I was like, dude, like you just gotta entertain. That's what everything it is. Everything's sales. Everything's entertainment. And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna go out there and I don't care what people think. I'm gonna do something unique. I was like, there's probably a lot of people at the tryout that aren't going to like me, but I stand out and they don't. And that's not mean to say. That's reality.
It's reality.
That's reality. People might look at that and be like, oh, that guy's a douchebag for saying that. Well, okay, if you think I'm a douchebag, then go sit back on your couch and work your 9 to 5. Because you got to stand out in this world and you got to take the risk. Big risk comes big reward.
Yeah. And I still to this day, sometimes I look at my phone, I want to say something or post something. I was like, how's my perception, this, that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter, man.
Doesn't matter.
Business is business. We're grown-ass men making grown-ass decisions, you know?
100%.
It doesn't matter.
100%.
It doesn't matter. All cloud is good cloud.
All cloud is good cloud.
I think one of the main things here is, too, what you were saying, like not being able to care what's going on is literally the separation factor because so many people are still afraid to care what all these people think about them. I think that's one of the main reasons why people don't go for something they really want it, for their dreams, for their goals, because it's so big. And again, going back to the beginning, they're going to get judged and they can't take it. They were like, I don't want to put myself out there like that. What if this person says that and the other person, my mom, my dad thinks this of me?
Yeah.
But everybody goes through that. But those people who push over it and around it and go against it that make it at the end of the day.
100%.
Prime examples right here, right?
Prime examples. That's what I'm talking about, brother. And no, that's literally what you're saying. Like 100% going back to not caring about what people think, dude. Like you're never gonna please everybody in this world. You're never,
exactly.
My dad always taught me growing up. He said, dude, you could walk into a room full of 10 people. And there's going to be 2 or 3 dudes that no matter what you do, you could be the nicest guy. You could be Johnny Appleseed. And these people will not like you for any given reason. Yeah. Probably because, you know, they sense a threat or jealousy or something like that is sparking and you're glowing in the room and people like to be the center of attention. But yeah, there's nothing you can do to please everybody. So I just have always focused on trying to be myself. Like before I do my promos now, even like in work and stuff like that, you know, so many people think about like, oh, like you look at like other guys, older guys, and they're like, oh, I gotta like, what is it called? Like methods acting, like get in the moment.
Yeah.
And like even like people now like, oh, like what, my mindset, like I gotta get in the moment, blah, 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 blah. And for me, I'm just like, dude, I'm gonna be myself. Like I am not playing a character. I am
So wait. Are you saying you're a douchebag in real life?
Maybe
are you that annoying?
If you're asking the homies, then no. But if you're asking the themes, then nah. But yeah. So like, it's just about being yourself, and that's what I always tell myself before I do anything. Before I go out there and wrestle and perform. You know, I had my a couple debuts. I had a couple live matches, live NXT matches.
NXT live events.
Yeah, and I feel like when people get too focused on like being something they're not, or like I'm trying to be this, or it becomes too gimmicky, or I'm trying to be this character. Whereas me, I'm just like, dude, I'm gonna be myself, and I'm just gonna crank it up in the direction that they want me to crank it. So I could either crank myself up into a happy baby face kind of guy, or I could crank it up into, you know, the rowdy boy. And
rowdy boy.
I think that's what it is, dude. It's just being yourself. It's just being yourself.
100%. But now that we kind of talk about the whole tryout process, I want to get to know younger Braden.
Yeah.
What was life like? I want to go deep. I want to go backwards. I want to get what people want to know. What was it like?
Yeah.
Being Braden, aka Sexy BJ Ray, growing up.
Dude, it was awesome, honestly. So I'm the baby of 4 boys. I have 3 older brothers. My amazing parents. I owe everything to my parents, my grandparents. Dude, like just that speaks levels in it of itself. Like I couldn't be where I'm at all without them. And also just having older brothers to support me, like the whole entire way.
I met all your brothers. Yeah, great people. 100%.
Yeah, and being able to look up to them, but then like also in a sense like them like pushing me and seeing me want to succeed. Like I don't want to let them down. But no, it was awesome, dude. Like very, very big family, very close with my entire family. I couldn't even imagine an alternate universe where I didn't have that. To me, family is everything, and it's the most important thing. I have 3 priorities. First is my faith, my family, then my work. Yes, so sir. I think as long as I always keep it in that order, I'll always be successful no matter what in life. But yeah, it was fun, dude. I've always been, I can't lie, I've always been a little rowdy since I was a kid. I grew up always, you know, getting in fights with my brothers and getting in a couple fights at school and just always, you know, a rambunctious kid. But, you know, my dad was able to tame that and solve that through putting me in wrestling. And I started wrestling when I was 6 years old, and you know, it was a perfect sport. Dude, wrestling, if anybody is listening, if there's any parents listening, put your kids in wrestling. It doesn't matter, boy, girl. Wrestling, hands down, I've done every sport you could imagine. And wrestling teaches a discipline. First of all, let's not even talk about the physicality aspect.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the discipline it teaches. Dude, like everything that goes into it. When you're younger, we'll get to the cutting weight stuff and all that. When you're older. But like, just like, you know, being accountable, putting in work, pushing yourself past your limits. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of other sports that are like, oh yeah, pushing yourself past your limits, but there's no other sport like wrestling. I mean, you're out there, you're dog tired, winded, you ain't got nothing left in the gas tank, and there's another man trying to take your head off. You have no option. Exactly. You either push through it and dig deep and find that character within yourself, or you die. So that's how my mindset has always been. So it was just amazing. And not only do you learn the discipline of being in a sport like that, but you also build unity, you build friendship with all these other people. I always say that, I wanted to write a paper in college as a political science major. I wanted to write a paper on like why wrestling is one of like the best bonding sports, because not only are you having your teammates like every other sport, but you guys are literally physically, you're physically grabbing each other. You're having to trust the other person with your body when you're drilling. Like you build that trust, you build that bond.
You guys get having fights when you drill? Like
all the time, all the time. And you know what? One of my best friends, Joshua. Shout out Josh, just graduated from Harvard, #1 school in the nation. Me and him used to get in brawls all the time. We'd swing and try to take each other's heads off, but we're best friends. Yeah. And that's what young men, what's funny is you look at all this craziness and this chaos going on in society and all these disrespectful delinquents and all these criminals and troublemakers that are causing violence. It's like, dude, if you want to solve that, get your kid in a combat sport.
Wait, are we saying Braden Ray 2024?
That's what I'm saying. Is that what I'm saying? BJ for president. But no, yeah. It's like not only do you learn respect for yourself and you feel capable of yourself, so you lose your ego. You have nothing to prove. You already know that you're very capable of yourself. The people out, the kids on the playground and the bullies aren't the people that are confident. The bullies are the people that are insecure and they have big egos because of their insecurities back home and they don't feel capable of themselves. So you get people and you get more young men and even young women, but obviously like rambunctiousness and stuff seems to be on the side of young men. Yeah. You get more young men in combat sports, it will solve a lot of these problems. And so wrestling like literally, bro, changed my life. And not only from a mental standpoint, but also physically. Like it develops you, it helps you elevate yourself and separate yourself in every sport. It teaches you body awareness like no other, and that's why you see like a lot of the the WWE talent that gets signed a lot of the people that have like the best shot at making it come from like a collegiate wrestling background or amateur wrestling background because their self-awareness, their body, they know it so well. So all the movements, the flips, the cartwheels, the rolls, everything comes naturally to them.
Would you say, because you are a very, very confident man.
Yes.
Very, like over the top.
You think?
But would you say what has contributed to being so confident? Was it wrestling alone, or what has contributed to that confidence that like I'm that guy, I can conquer the world? Look at me now. First Division I, Duke Wrestling. Yeah. Now WWE superstar. Yeah. Sexy BJ Ray. How did that develop? How did that confidence to get to that point?
So I think there's an innate nature about me that's just kind of like that. I think like, not everybody biologically is like that. I think there's something that comes down to DNA and just like being like that. I think it started there, I think, because even before I wrestled, I was a very confident kid. I was always looking for a scrap, always running my mouth. Like I was never scared of nothing. Okay. Now, I think, first of all, parenting. My dad raised us to be, very traditionally Christian, masculine men. Yeah. And just my dad is such a confident guy. And so that gave me a lot of confidence because I'm just like my dad. I look up to my dad. He's my role model. And so if he's this way, I'm going to be that way. Yeah. And so he wrestled in the past too. So that's probably what helped him a little bit with his confidence. But then also like getting into a combat sport, it gives you a tremendous amount of confidence because you're never worried. You're never worried about at the end of the day, the reality of the world is like if things were ever to escalate, like I don't know, in an argument on the playground or something like that, like what does it ultimately lead to? Like a fight or a scrap or something like that. And I was never worried about that. So I was never afraid to speak my opinion, speak my piece. Because I always knew, like, at the end of the day, I'm very capable of myself, and I am just going to, say what I think and just be me. And I think just, like, the people I roll with, too, it's true. It may be cliche, but they say you are who you hang out with.
100%.
You're the average of your 5 friends or whatever it is, and I always rolled with, rowdy, young, confident dudes who always wanted to conquer the world. Yeah. And so I think that also helped me and helped my confidence.
100%.
You know, and there's people. What's funny is there's people that will project or gaslight, and they're the ones that are insecure.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that have insecurities from childhood and all that stuff like that, and they'll try to project and say that your confidence is just like an insecurity and stuff like that. But the reality is, it's like, no, it's like I'm just being me. And I just don't care about what you have to say, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. Like, I got my faith. I got my family. And so that doesn't matter. You could take everything else away from me.
No, 100%.
And it doesn't matter.
That's great confidence right there. See,
yeah.
In contrast to you, I had to build confidence over the years.
Yeah.
And it was literally true, like, I'll say when I was in the dirt. The dirt made me confidence getting out of that dirt.
Yeah.
Because I was a very shy, chubby young kid from Italy, like just trying to go to the United States, like chasing that dream.
Yeah.
And through all the struggle in the dirt, it made me realize I had to, because I was always the nice guy,
Yeah.
Even playing football in Italy, because it was such small, like we were all friends.
Yeah.
And it was in Italy almost like a hobby because almost nobody plays football there.
Yeah.
But coming to the States, it's a whole different animal. It's a beast. Like, football is like...
It's intense.
It's intense, dog. I think wrestling is too. Like, this is, for most people, it's the only way out.
Yes.
So, like, it was intense. And I was like, oh, no, here, take my spot. Oh, no, here, do this. Like, I was giving these people opportunities because I thought I was just trying to be nice.
Yes.
But I realized that's why I didn't make it in the beginning.
Yeah.
And I literally forced myself to get into that eat or be eaten mentality.
Yes.
And I feel like that's how United States is built upon. It's like you gotta eat or somebody else gonna eat. Who's gonna beat?
100%. And it's funny you say that. There's a guy, Jordan Peterson, and I like something that he said. He said it's good for, society these days is trying to tell a young man not to be true to his instinct.
Yeah.
But he was like, it's good for a young man to be a monster. It's good for a man to have the eat or be eaten mindset, and then you learn how to tame that. It's not bad to be nice. It always pays off to be nice and be a gentleman, but it never pays off to be a pushover. Yeah. And so that's where you got to learn. You got to be the monster, and then you learn as you get older and you mature how to balance the two. Yeah. And that's something that like still comes to time. Nobody ever has it mastered, but
exactly.
But you learn like, you gotta take what's yours.
Yeah, I'm not saying being like nice. I'm just in a sport perspective. I was even being too nice, helping people out. But then I realized, no, hold on. He's about to take my scholarship. He's about to take my opportunity to play college football. So everything changed. I literally had to get into this different mindset. Yeah. And JUCO, junior college, really helped me mold that because the only goal in JUCO is to get out. Yeah. And if you don't play, if you're not that starter on that team, you're not getting out. And the JUCO struggle is real. So that really made me, I'm here, I'm taking over. I don't care who you is. This is my time. I'm coming for you. And 100%. I'm gonna eat.
100%. I like that you said that because it's amazing, but there's a time and a place for that mindset. If you were
100%.
If you were to run around the world having that mindset 24/7, you would never make any friends.
Or you would burn out.
You would
100%.
never influence any people. You would burn every bridge. And I've dealt with teammates and people like that in the past who it's like, you got to compete against them. You're competing for a spot, and they don't like you outside of the mat room or just like in everyday life, because to them it's everything. And then when it doesn't work out in that industry, or they realize that just because you got that spot or you won that tournament, people still don't care about you at the end of the day. That's why I tell people fame's not even real, bro. Like literally fame is not real. Like, okay, you're Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, bro. Like people come up to you, they get a picture with you. They don't care about you after. All they care about you is for the 10 seconds they're taking a picture about you, and they care about the likes that they get that benefits them, but that's it. And so I've never had a problem with that. I think you're 100% right. That's the best mindset to have when you're on that football field and you're competing. When you're in the mat room and you're practicing and you're competing for that spot in your tournament. And then
the environment sets your mood.
Yes,
I always say it's a flip of a switch.
It's a flip of a switch.
Walk in that weight room, that field, that business, whatever it is, where it's competitive, where it's like, flip that switch, man. Go mode.
Yes.
But once you get home, when you go outside, turn it off. Because otherwise you burn out.
Yeah, you have to be able to flip the switch. Because like I said, like you said, you'll burn out. And then also, it's just like you won't be a good person.
Exactly, 100%. 100%.
And it'll drive you crazy. You'll go insane. And I'm not saying it's bad to be obsessive about something, but there's something to be said about like, when I go in the wrestling room and I got to compete against these guys in my weight class or whatever like that, like when I'm in the wrestling room and we're going live or we're wrestling or whatever like that, it's that switch. It's that go mode. Okay,
exactly.
Now I'm here. I don't care who. This is just an object in front of me.
Yeah.
It's not even a person. It's just an object in front of me, and I'm eliminating the object for my own success. Outside of the mat room, like it doesn't translate at all. It doesn't carry on outside. Yeah. I'm not thinking about worrying about this guy, blah blah blah. I'm just focused on being the best I can be. Yeah. And when I'm in that room being the best that I can be and doing everything right and doing the most training that I can do, when it comes time to compete, I compete with that dog mindset. Hey, I'm gonna get what's mine. I'm gonna be a lion. I'm gonna go in there and get it. But then once we get outside, it's like, no, dude, you're just a normal person, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't have that switch. Yeah. That switch was that was built once I got here to the United States, realizing, because I was like, here, take my scholarship, take my opportunity, take my rep, take my spot. And I didn't realize it was being, I don't know if it's, I feel like it's how Europe is kind of like athletically is raised, because it's not, it's competitive, but it's not as competitive as like, oh, your life depends on it. Yeah. But here I realized everything is different. So I had to build that switch. And once that flip switch, it's,
you know what I'm saying? Getting a cramp, bro. I just got a cramp.
It's never turned off. Sexy DJ
We're going to have to edit this out of the podcast. I just got a cramp. Long day training, guys. This is going to be a great clip.
This is going to be a great clip.
Let me get some water. Let
me go get some water. Get my boy some water.
Dude, long day of practice, not enough hydration. You got the Florida humidity.
It's the top one. There you go.
The Florida humidity draining me, dehydrated me. Oh my gosh, bro! I'm starting to
You feel better? He getting a cramp.
I'm starting to feel a little bit better now.
Big shout out to Braden. Help out, move out some stuff. Big shout out to Braden. Seems actually a pretty nice guy. Maybe some of his comments a little off.
I am the biggest Braden defender. I'm like,
I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice guy, dude. It is what it is. At least the ladies tell me I'm a nice guy.
You're saying that's all that matters.
Hey, nah, but
man.
But how do you? I have a question for you, Julian. Like, coming from Italy, is there?
Wait, is he still in the frame? Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good.
Have to make sure.
I'll start back from scratch so you can cut it.
No, we ain't cutting it.
We ain't cutting it. Okay, cool. Yeah, we don't got to cut it.
Yeah. Wasn't the one that I did.
That's hilarious. Coming from Italy, was it that, like, do people, is the culture over there, is it kind of the same mindset as here? Like, you got to compete, you got to get what's yours, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. That's why I was saying I had to build that switch, because back in Italy or in Europe, at least in my experience, how I grew up, where I was, it was very peaceful. Yeah. You work to live. You don't live to work, if that makes sense.
No, it makes total sense.
Back home, you even have stores are closed on Sundays.
Yeah.
Saturdays. When I was younger, even like Fridays, sometimes you had a 2-hour lunch break where you couldn't go in a store. That's unheard of here. Yeah. Here you live to work. It's go, 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 money, money, business, business. And I mean, to be honest, I like it that way as a young person. But once I realized that it's not sustainable. Yeah. So again, my goal is at some point to move back. Yeah. Where like, I call Italy the retirement land, because it's great for people who want to relax. I mean, Italy is amazing, don't get me wrong. But opportunity-wise, America is still, in my eyes, the best place to be.
100%. Yeah, I totally get that. I feel like out there, it's like, people aren't like trying to chase like all this clout and all this superstardom and all this stuff. They're just living, man. They're just enjoying it. They're floating down. They're just floating down the river of life in Italy. But also it is great. America is an amazing place. Capitalism and being able to chase the American dream. You can do whatever you want out here, and that's what I preach to everybody. I'm like, dude, you can be whatever you want to be. Yeah. You can be whatever you want to be, and you could do it morally right. You don't got to be a self-conceited person like people we know that are just like, oh, I'm gonna stomp on everybody in my way to get there, and it doesn't matter if I got to stab somebody in the back to achieve my success. I'm gonna stab them in the back. You don't got to be that selfish person. You could do it morally, righteously, and you could achieve through hard work and just doing the right things.
This guy right here. All right, one more question before I let you go. I think a lot of people want to know this. How did the name Sexy BJ Ray come along? Let's talk about it.
This is like the best story ever, and I've summed it up in short.
He already got it ready.
I've summed it up in short for like in the past to you and other people, but like I'm gonna elaborate the full story.
Yeah, talk to the camera on this one.
So I'm in I want to say the 6th grade. I'm in the 6th grade, and I get my first iPod Touch. This is when iPods, dude, this is back when Doodle Jump was still the #1 app in the App Store, right? This is the old school. This is when the first,
Flappy Bird.
yeah, and you had the flashlight app, and it was just like so cool. So Snapchat had just come out. That's how old I am, bro. I remember when Snapchat came out. Snapchat had just came out. Now my brother, like I said, I got older brothers. He was in 8th grade at the time. I was in 6th grade. He made a Snapchat. And all of our middle initials are J. So I'm Braden Jesse, he's Parker Jordan, Tanner James, Landon Jacob. Now, he had made his name, because when you're a kid, you want to put something stupid and funny, whatever the case may be. Sexy PJ Ray. PJ for Parker Jordan.
Yeah,
And you just toss sexy in front, it just makes it funny.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no way. I want to be cool just like my older brother. So my initials is BJ. So I'm going to make mine Sexy BJ Ray, right? So I make my name Sexy BJ Ray. All is well. Couple months go by. We're at a family Christmas party. And I'm playing hide and seek with one of my very close family friends, Josh. And he didn't have an iPhone, he didn't have an iPod, but he had a Snapchat because that's how we would communicate when we were back home and we weren't with each other. And he would log into it on his dad's phone. And so his dad gives Josh's dad gives him his phone, and we're playing hide and seek and dropping each other clues, and eventually he couldn't find me. And so he's just like, oh, I quit. Yeah. So he gives his phone back to his dad. And here I am still hiding, so I sent a Snapchat thinking that he still has the phone. And I'm like, oh, here I am, blah, blah, blah. And his dad looks at the phone. And you can imagine what his dad was thinking when he sees a notification on social media from somebody named Sexy BJ Ray. And so all of a sudden I come out, and my parents and his parents with him are standing there like, hey, we need to talk. And they pull us in the living room away from like the whole party. And they're like, hey, is this you? And I'm like, yeah, that's me. Why? Yeah. And they're like, you need to change your name.
Damn, and look at you now.
And I was like, why? Like, why do I need to change my name? And they're like, we just, I was a very innocent kid, so I had no clue what BJ could possibly stand for at the time. And so they're like, we just don't like the sexy part about your name. And I was like, but Parker's name is Sexy PJ. And they're like, well, yeah, but he's in the 8th grade. It's different. He's in middle school. You're still technically in elementary, so we don't want you having sex in your name. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I delete my Snapchat, and I ended up not making a new one. I ended up just going for like, a year without a Snapchat because I didn't really use it too much anyway. Back in the day, it wasn't as popular.
Yeah.
And so now I'm coming into high school, and I re-download Snapchat. And I'm a freshman. And as all of you know, I'm a cocky little bastard.
Here he goes.
So my freshman year, I was on the varsity wrestling team, and which is very rare. And so normally they have like different health classes for like different grades. But because I had to be in 6th period, wrestling was a period at school. Varsity wrestling was 6th period. It's freaking awesome, dude, that we had a period dedicated to our sport. Because I had to be in 6th period varsity wrestling as a freshman, they had to put me in a junior and senior health class because you had to take a semester of health in order to graduate. You take it any year you want, but whatever year you take it, they group you with the same. You either be the freshmen and sophomores together or the juniors and seniors. So... Bro, I was so cocky, dude. I was so cocky. So I go in first day of class, and you already know, like, how like freshman and sophomore year, they usually like seat you. They don't let you choose your seats. But once you start getting towards the junior, senior year, they kind of just let you go in and choose your seat. So I walk in, and I'm like, no way. We get to choose our own seats. And I kind of strolled into class late because I was just dicking around and just like messing around outside. I just like I always like love showing up to my classes late on the first day and just be like, oh sorry, I got lost.
Kids don't do that.
Kids don't do this. But I always just be like, I got lost. And I don't know. I just loved it. And it was just mad funny. It's so stupid. Anyway, sorry, ADHD, getting back to the point. The point is this. I walk into class and basically everybody's almost seated. There's a few extra spots. There's one in the front of class. But in the back row is the whole varsity women's volleyball team. Girls volleyball team. And I'm like, dude, thank you, God, for answering my prayers, right? So I pull up, sit right next to the captain of the varsity girls volleyball team. And I'm talking, they're talking to me, they could tell I'm young. They're like, what are you doing in this class? So I was like, oh yeah, I'm a freshman on the varsity wrestling team type, you know what I'm saying? And I'm having a blast. And we're getting like towards the end of class and I'm like, hey yo, I'm like, you got Snapchat? And she's like, yeah, why? I was like, add me on Snapchat. I thought I was so cool, bro. I thought I was suave. Suave, yeah. So I'm like, here. And she looks at her phone and she's like, does this say Sexy BJ Ray? And I'm like, yeah, that's my name. And she's like, oh my God. And she shows like all her friends. There's like 5 other girls, 5 other volleyball players. She's like, look at this. And she shows it to them and they're all just like dying. And I have no reason why they're dying. Because I was a very innocent kid. I'm a freshman in high school. I still had no idea what BJ could possibly stand for. Thank God I took health that semester, right? But this is the first day, so I still was clueless. Yeah. And so she's like, do you not know what BJ stands for? I'm like, yeah, it stands for Braden Jesse. And she's like, no, look it up when you get home. And I was like, all right, cool. So then later, I looked it up when I got home. Whoa! Yeah, that's why my parents were mad. They didn't have a problem with the sexy. Now I know why. But so anyway, it stuck with me in that class. And these were kind of the girls that were more in the popular group.
Yeah.
And they'd hang out with some of the older wrestlers and stuff. So they just started calling me Sexy BJ. And it just stuck. And then it translated out into my teammates calling me Sexy BJ.
So that's
and then all the sports and all the girls. And dude, I kid you not, by my sophomore year of high school, everyone was just calling me Sexy BJ. I can't tell you, I couldn't count on my fingers how many times I got called Braden in high school by my friends and teammates and stuff. Literally, it was just Sexy BJ. BJ, Sexy BJ. Like, hey, yo, Sexy BJ. Like, that was it. And it stuck with me. And I was like, dude, I don't get what's so funny or catchy about the name, but it just sticks. Something about it is this charisma. I don't know what it is. But so I'm going to college, and I'm like, dude, I got to get rid of this name. I was like, I got to get rid of this name. These college coaches are going to see this. Blah, blah, blah. I end up taking my first visit, right?
Yeah.
And you know how when you go on college visits, you know.
Wait, because now your Instagram is
yes,
Sexy.
my Instagram now is Sexy BJ Ray. So I ended up making everything Sexy BJ Ray. My Twitter, my Instagram, my Snapchat.
You own that.
I own it, dude. I leaned into it. Mm-hmm. And so anyway, so I go on a college visit, and you know, if you're like a decent higher level recruit, you know, kind of some of the guys that are hosting you, that are going to host you, they'll look up your social media, see who you are, and stuff like that before you come out. And so it must have caught wind and gone around the team because as soon as I pulled up the first day, they're like, hey, Sexy BJ Ray. Bro, it was awesome. And like, so the whole freaking official visit, the whole weekend, dude, they're just calling me Sexy BJ.
Oh, that is awesome.
And they're like, dude, you cannot get rid of that. I was telling them, I was like, yeah, I'm probably going to change it. They're like, you cannot get rid of this name. And so I ended up just sticking with it, and the coaches were, I mean, they really couldn't say anything about it because it's my initials, and it's my name, and everybody called it me, and then I transferred, I was at Cal Baptist, and I transferred to Duke, and when I transferred there, same thing, dude, just first girl I gave my Snapchat to, spread like a wildflower. She was, yeah, it was just like everybody called me Sexy BJ, and dude, that's all she wrote. Went out to tryouts. I was like, I guess when I was at the WWE tryouts, I was like, there's no other way to introduce myself. Like, I have to. Like, it stuck with me this long. And I'm trying to tell the WWE, I'm like, hey, yo, guys, like, come on, I know.
Give my boy that name.
Give me my name, bruh. Give me my name.
Him his
Everybody
name.
Wants Sexy BJ, bro. They don't want no hogwash name, some bland name.
Yeah.
You know, so, but that's the story, man. That's the story. And
can I just say, man, what a privilege, what an honor.
Dude, no,
to call you my brother, man.
It's an honor to call you my brother.
Inspiring story. Whatever you see, man, you heard him. He seems nice guy. Maybe he has some weird ideas sometimes. A little off. He's a little rowdy.
Yeah, sometimes I ramble.
You know how it is. Business is business.
Business is business.
But I just want to recap real quick before I let you go.
Let's do it.
Man, first off, you got to be different.
You
got to be different. You got to be willing to go outside the box.
You have to.
Be willing to go outside the box. Be willing to don't care. Don't let the noise outside, what people think and might think about you, destroy your vision, destroy your goals and dreams, right?
Yeah.
I think that's huge.
100%.
Get into wrestling, right?
Get into wrestling.
Getting into wrestling. I think even for football players in high school in the beginning especially, huge 100%. For tackling, mental toughness, huge.
Yes.
I think get into wrestling. And then get your catchy name like Sexy BJ Ray.
Yeah. Coach Juice.
Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Where can people find you? I mean,
you can find me on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, YouTube.
He's everywhere.
Everything. Sexy BJ Ray. Let's go.
Go follow my boy.
You gotta hit the
Hey,
BJ
what's the
flex
hashtag? We want BJ? What's the hashtag?
We want BJ. We want BJ.
We want to see his debut on NXT TV, baby.
Dog. We about to take over. There ain't no superstar here, bro. This is a megastar. We're about to revolutionize the game. Show all these old heads how it's done.
All right. My boy, I appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Yes.